Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We're going to get the show started at 5 after the hour. Just a reminder, as always, this is a free show, so do not feel obligated to tip, but any donations will be shared with the artist and with the venue tonight. Links for that are in all of the chats. Thanks for your patience. We'll get started shortly. All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. We're going to get the show started in just a moment. Hello to everybody on Facebook and YouTube. But first, a quick demonstration for everybody on the Zoom side. Just so you know, we would like as many people to remain unmuted as possible during the Zoom show, as long as you're in a quiet space. So that means no dogs barking, no phones ringing, no conversations on the couch with somebody next to you. Don't worry, I'll be here to mute people if there is a need, but just know that any noise you make will be heard just as loud as the performer to everybody else. But that being said, if you would like to volunteer to be unmuted, here, hang on one second. Here is how you do that. You go down to the participants button at the very bottom of your screen. It'll look like two torsos. And once you click on that, you'll see this list of names pop up and open over here. At the very bottom of that is a blue hand. You click the blue hand, you're raising your hand, you're signaling to me that you are in a quiet space and you would like to be unmuted for most of the show. Sometimes there's a background noise you might not hear. So if you get muted, do not worry. I'll try again and unmute you again soon. Just try to be quiet during the performances. And with that, I've got a little video from our sponsor, and then we'll bring Dean out to say a few words and get the night started. All right, and you're up, Dean.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are so happy to be here, and as a member of the Green Apple Folk Music Society, we believe that it's our solemn duty to perpetuate the great folk scare of the 1960s. We do concerts and song circles and jams, but of course, this year the pandemic has done us really wrong, and we haven't been doing much, but we're gonna keep on keeping on. And we started about 40 years ago or thereabouts, and the gentleman I'm about to introduce was one of the founding members way back then. Let's welcome Mr. Pat Wiley.
Thanks, Dean. Guess we're up and going, and thanks to Mustard's Retreat for inviting me to be part of the program tonight. Like lots of musicians, just not having places to play, and so kind of excited. I'm in my daughter's basement. She's my tech assist because I'm technically impaired, and so I'm gonna start out with a song I wrote and got it put out on an album this year. Album's called Wood Stove Sessions, and this first song's called The First Fire, the Wood Stove. And I wrote it last fall. One nice thing, the world is upside down for sure. Nothing much feels the same, but I live up in the woods here in Wisconsin, and the seasons and the critters and everything doesn't watch TV. Everything feels a lot the same, including one morning every year when we light the stove for the first time. And this is a song about that. There's a rhyme for every reason. There's a time for every season. Each line in nature's song fits just right. Summer skies all hot and hazy. Big white clouds, slow and lazy, give way to shorter days and colder nights. There's something about the first fire in the wood stove every year that marks the end of summer, says winter time is near. It's sad but reassuring, like a hug from an old friend. There'll be many fires to follow until spring returns again. Oh, we carved out this simple life. Seems to suit me and the wife. Our roots run deep, don't think we'd ever go. There's far too many memories here, stacked up like firewood through the years, enough to keep us warm when cold winds blow. There's something about the first fire in the wood stove every year that marks the end of summer, says winter time is near. It's sad but reassuring, like a hug from an old friend. There'll be many fires to follow until spring returns again. Cedar kindling pops and flickers, ignites the oak, the smoke gets thicker, like magic of the chimney, it all goes. This morning is just as it should be. Steam swirls rise from hot black coffee. I'm a lucky man, this I know. There's something about the first fire in the wood stove every year that marks the end of summer, says winter time is near. It's sad but reassuring, like a hug from an old friend. There'll be many fires to follow until spring returns again. Thank you.
Hey, Pat, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, I guess, Pat, you've been designated to do an introduction for us.
Oh. I just muted him. I'll do it.
Okay.
And everybody, here is David and Livy with Mustard's Retreat.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, Pat can do one later in the show. Well, hello, everybody. Hey, Zach. Hey, Beth. Hey, Sue.
Zach, there's
All
Beth.
right, so the first time, Appleton, Wisconsin was one of the first places we ever played in Wisconsin, and they put us up. These are my little factoids about Appleton, and it was I think it was one of the first times that there was guest housing, so we weren't sleeping on somebody's couch. And it was almost like a castle there. I haven't been back to Appleton, but I always remember it was like, oh my God, this was what touring is like. We're getting to stay in a castle, so that was great. And I have three things to say about Appleton. The second one is somebody earlier this year told me that there were pelicans up in Appleton, and I thought, I'm still amazed. I think of when we were down in Texas a couple of years ago, where Libby used to live. I expect to see pelicans down
Florida.
there. Florida. But,
Wisconsin.
this is not southern Wisconsin. This is kind of up north. And so, but somebody told me they swore they had just seen pelicans in the summer. So you Wisconsinites will have to tell me if that's true. And the second time we played in Appleton, it was for the Green Apple people at the Nature Center there. And if you notice during that video, there was a whole group of guys at the end performing. They were called the Blue Toads. And they made us honorary Blue Toads for the night. And they gave us these glasses. And I've been saving these glasses for 20 years to have the opportunity to put them on again.
I think that's fantastic, David.
I know, they sit in my box of strings. And so, Blue Toads were a fun bunch of guys. And so for Dean and Mary, who arranged this concert, we're going to do this song for them. And this song comes from not too far north in Wisconsin, because you can't go a whole lot further north in Wisconsin. But this song was written, or the experience was in October. Right about this time, up in Rhinelander, WXPR, a great radio station up there, they had a fall potluck and dance, and everybody for 100 miles around came. And it was a great time. There were 4 generations there, all sorts of Wisconsin foods with, they called it white food. Didn't know what it was, but it was good though. And there's a dance tonight underneath the harvest moon. Oh honey, won't you come along with me? Your folks will watch the kids. We can dance the way we did back when you were shy and I was 23. You were a lovely sight to see, dancing every dance with me. And that cotton dress you'd wear matched the flowers in your hair. And there's magic in the night with the moon shining so bright. Oh honey, won't you come along with me? Floor and back again, long time lovers, best of friends, through the changes and the years we have remained. And what was spark is now aglow, waiting only breath to blow it, like kindling once again into a flame. Summer leans into the fall, full of stories to recall, apple wine and autumn wind, in the company of friends, and let the music find us sweet, lift the years from off our feet, and remember times we'll never see again. And there's a dance tonight underneath the harvest moon. Oh, honey, won't you come along with me? Your folks will watch the kids. We can dance the way we did back when you were shy and I was 23. You were a lovely sight to see, dancing every dance with me. And that cotton dress you'd wear matched the flowers in your hair. And there's a magic in the night with the moon shining so bright. Oh honey, won't you come along with me?
Great.
Oh, thank you. So we're going to do one of the quintessential Midwestern songs, and it's so appropriate for now because this was written by Joel Mabus. Joel Mabus, great musician, great songwriter, great performer. Lives over by Kalamazoo, Michigan, and he wrote this song. It's called "Hopelessly Midwestern."
I love it.
And it's dedicated to the fact that he thought. He thinks, and that's we find it's true. People are a whole lot more alike than they are different, no matter where they live. Now, if you live life in the middle and not on the edge, you're hopelessly Midwestern. And if a big Saturday means clipping the hedge, you're hopelessly Midwestern. You like to shop at Sears, drink a lot of iced tea, like to dance the polka and to watch TV. Then the jury's in and the critics agree. You're hopelessly Midwestern. Sing along. Hopelessly Midwestern, corn-fed boys and girls. Hopelessly Midwestern, square pegs in a big round world. Now you can go from sea to shining sea. Right in the middle, that's the place to be. And if you like it like that, you're a lot like me. Hopelessly Midwestern. Now if you think every highway should be flat and straight, you're hopelessly Midwestern. Oh, and if you still think that sushi looks a lot like bait, you're hopelessly Midwestern. You like your potatoes mashed, your chicken fried, your green beans boiled, and your apples pied. And home sweet home is your dough wine. You're hopelessly Midwestern. Hopelessly Midwestern, corn-fed boys and girls. Hopelessly Midwestern, square pegs in a big round world. Now you can go from sea to shining sea. Right in the middle, that's the place to be. And if you like it like that, you're a lot like me. Hopelessly Midwestern. Now, if annual rainfall is a real big topic, you're hopelessly Midwestern. Oh, and if the Pocono Mountains sound kind of exotic, you're hopelessly Midwestern. If you like Gerald Ford as much as Betty, and a big cornfield looks mighty pretty, and you'd rather go to hell than to New York City, you're hopelessly Midwestern. Hopelessly Midwestern, corn-fed boys and girls. Hopelessly Midwestern, square pegs in a big round world. Now you can go from sea to shining sea. Right in the middle, that's the place to be. And if you like it like that, you're a lot like me. Hopelessly Midwestern. Bill Mavis wrote that song. So we're
on a regional theme tonight.
at least for another one. I mean, we're in Wisconsin. You know, the special guests we have, Pat Wiley and Katie Dahl is another one of the special guests who lives not that far from Appleton. A great young songwriter. And then John Gorka is going to be here also. So it's going to be a great after party. But this song is by the poet laureates of Wisconsin, Peter and Lou Berryman. And I use this all over the country to introduce people to the UP. Now, some of you actually most of you are not from the Midwest, so you probably find the UP an exotic place to go. I mean, here's Michigan. And there's the UP. There's a 5-mile bridge here. The UP is another world up there, and it's tremendous. I always say it's the spiritual heart of Michigan, but they speak a little bit different dialect up there. So we're going to teach you this, give you an earworm, so you may never want to come to another Mustard Retreat concert after this. Hope you don't mind when an old man sings. Helps me to keep my mind on things. And when I go where the animals thrive, I sing this song on the treacherous drive.
Dem deer dare here, dem dare dare here, dare everywhere. That's deer dare here, dem dare dare here, dare everywhere. That's the chorus, and unfortunately, you're not going to be able to forget it.
Just sing along.
At dawn in fields and carnivorous groves, bucks and does come alive in droves. Just when you think that the coast is clear, there in the road is the white-tailed deer. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare here, dare everywhere. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare here, dare everywhere. In venison land as the day goes by, deer lay low while the sun is high. Sun goes down, night draws near, twilight brings out the white-tailed deer. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare here, dare everywhere. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare here, dare everywhere. Bucks bed down where the tall grass grows. Fawns day does where the does here, so does there. And those are the habits of the white-tailed deer. Dem deer dare here, dem dare here, dare everywhere. Dem deer dare here, dem dare here, dare everywhere.
That time of year.
That's right, Peter and Lou Berryman. So, one of the things we like about playing for communities, for folk communities, they're run on pretty much the basis of volunteers. It's not commerce first, it's community first, and the music and what that means. And Green Apple, congratulations, 40 years. 40 years is a long time. And Libby and I started 45 years ago now.
David was a young man.
Libby still is. So this is a song, again, this is a celebration of volunteers. And it's actually a shout-along, but it's also a sing-along, because the chorus goes, I better get this right here. I don't think I'm going to do the chorus first. Well, Jenny is a baker. She works all night. She smiles like an angel on her mountain bike. She made the cookies. They taste just right. Jenny is a volunteer. Well, they open the hall in the afternoon. They help performers to stay in tune. They'll be cleaning up by the light of the moon. Let's hear it for the volunteers. It's 1, 2, 3, hey! Help them put the chairs away. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And there goes Spike. He's seen it all, but he's the one who let the curtain fall. I was changing clothes and I mooned you all. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And Kathy's the one in the yellow pants. She loves the music and she sure can dance. And with her computer now, she writes grants. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And it's 1, 2, 3, hey! Everyone put the chairs away. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And then there's Andy. He works the sound. A thunderstorm's coming and he looks around. He's all patched in, but he's lost his ground. Let's hear it for the volunteers. Oh, it ain't for the money, cause they work for free. It's a great dysfunctional family. It's all for the music and the company. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And it's 1, 2, 3, hey! Help them put the chairs away. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. Let's hear it for the volunteers. And it's 1, 2, 3, hey! Help them put the chairs away. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here.
Let's cheer for the volunteers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, volunteers.
Well, Libby and I have been talking about doing a little recording. Don't know when we'll get to it, but this is one of the songs we're going to record. Well, it's hard times in this winter city, though the falling snow kind of makes it look pretty. Colored lights, Christmas coming on, well, they shine like stars and then they're gone. Sidewalks echo full of restless feet that are keeping time with that city beat. Now old Joe's got a steel guitar, used to make his living playing in the bars. Now he spends his time at the park, playing for nickels from dawn to dark. Night finds him sleeping out on the street. Well, he's just a part of that city beat. Too little hope, too little sky, but dreams are the wings on which we fly. And the alleys they whisper, the neighborhoods talk, and somewhere in the middle down the pavement I walk. Somebody's singing next block down. I can't hear the words, but there's joy in that sound. And past the dark edge of sorrow, it smiles like a friend, and it lifts my feet as I get moving again. The melody lingers with both bitter and sweet, singing out the rhythm of that city beat. Too little hope, too little sky, but dreams are the wings on which we fly. And the alleys they whisper, neighborhoods talk, and somewhere in the middle down the pavement I walk. Well, the morning's hazy, full of fog and steam. It swirls and disappears like some elusive dream. And the city fills in a long, deep breath, and it takes you in and you do your best. The story's always changing as it plays and repeats, and it keeps in time with that city beat. Crossed my path today, I was restless, down and blue. I wasn't looking for an answer, I was just hoping for a clue. The cat said, I learned this long ago, it's a truth that you can't trust. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the trunk. Do yourself a favor and make your own luck. Like a house of cards on a windy day, like a slap upside the head. Dazed there for a moment, thinking about what that cat had said. Slowly I began to grin, which turned into a laugh. So I gathered up my attitude, threw it in the trash. Make your own luck when you're tired and beat. Step up to the plate, swing for the seats. Divine intervention may well be the glue. Make your own luck, luck will find you. Make your own luck, get fate a nod. If you're stealing the race, then you're beating the odds. To pull yourself through takes courage and pluck. While you're at it, try to make your own luck. All spent time rolling down that lonesome blue highway. Sometimes it helps to visit, but rent your rooms there by the day. You may find all you really need is just a little nip and tuck. Oh, life can be a wild ride, so saddle up and buck. If you're looking for change, you don't have to look far. It's now round the corner, it's right where you are. If you're caught in the rain, you be a duck. Or ruffle up some feathers and make your own luck. Make your own luck, first you got to apply. Stick out your thumb, you may get a ride. In the end you'll find when it's all said and done. Make your own luck, luck will find you. Thank you. So, somebody tuned into our last show and said, "Would you do this song?" But I didn't get his message until after the show. So I told him we'd do it next time. I don't know if he's here or not. He's from Indianapolis. Hey, Lindsay and Dave. So, a lot of you know Michael Huff. Michael and I were three of us were a trio for a while. Michael and I were a duo for a long time. Then we were a trio again, and Michael's moved out to Tucson. But he used to leave little poems on his answering machine when people would call. And I called up, got a poem one day, and I said, kind of offhand, I said, "Michael, that sounds like a song." And so the next week he gives me a piece of paper, and I said, "What's this?" And he goes, "This is all my phone messages for the last year." You know, as I was documenting my life and it was heading down the tubes, he wrote these little poems. And I said, "Well, give me that." And I went into the basement, and half an hour later, I didn't have to mess with it a whole lot. But this is the song that came out of it. And it took longer to get the title than to write the song. But we finally decided the song was going to be called Phone Messages. Wood smoke drifts on a winter's night. Snow blows across my two headlights. The sky is dark, the fields are white. We go to work in the morning. Blossoms grace the hawthorn tree. Love is gentle, but not to me. I gave no thought to what might be. I never looked for a warning. The house is clean, it's up for sale. Changed my address, not much mail. You all come to my big yard sale. Buy dream for nothing. Thunder rolls in the summer night. Bird songs welcome the early light. May all your troubles work out right. I'll call you back if you need me. Seasons changing, feel the wind. Stack the woodpile, begin again. Autumn rains and distant friends, and misty mornings free me. The house is clean, it's up for sale. Changed my address, not much mail. You all come to my big yard sale to buy a dream for nothing. Thunder rolls in the summer night. Bird songs welcome the early light. May all your troubles work out right. I'll call you back if you need me. I'm just going to, as many of you know, I neglected to send out links. I sent an email to everybody, and I forgot the links. So there's somebody that wanted it there. Okay, we'll do that. So Libby and I just did a concert for the Hudson Historical Museum and Library in Hudson, Ohio, and it's a fascinating place. Found out a bunch of people came from Ohio. Doris Day came from Ohio. Phil Oakes, Utah Phillips, Fred Neal, and Hudson was founded by, I'm from Connecticut, a guy from David Hudson from Groton, Connecticut. That used to be Connecticut land after the, well, we won't go into that, but Connecticut claimed it after the Revolution. And they asked us to do a couple of songs that Peter, Paul, and Mary had made popular. So this is one, and this is a contest here. Where did this song come from? It started, or what song did Dylan write? It started out in the southern Appalachian Mountains, and it's called "Who's Gonna Buy Your Chickens When I'm Gone?"
Okay.
All right.
Do we know how that song goes? No.
No. And then it was adapted by a guy from New Bedford, Massachusetts, a song collector named Paul Clayton, who was a big deal back in the 50s and early 60s.
Okay.
And he changed it to "Who's Gonna Buy You Ribbons When I'm Gone?"
Do we know that? No.
No. What?
A little bit. That sounds a little familiar.
A little familiar. So, and Bob Dylan, when he got to New York, and Paul Clayton were friends, and Paul was sitting there singing the song, and Dylan said, "Hey, I like that song. I'm going to make something good out of it." Well, he didn't exactly say that, but he did. He said he liked the song, and he was going to try to put his own words to it. And this is the song that he got. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, it don't matter anyhow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on, so don't think twice, it's alright. It ain't no use turning on your light, babe. That light I never know. It ain't no use turning on your light, babe. I'm on the dark side of the road. So I wish there was something you would do or say to try and make me change my mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway, so don't think twice, it's alright. I'm walking down that long, lonesome road, gal, where I'm bound, I can't tell, but goodbye is too good a word now. So I'll just say fare thee well. Now I ain't saying you treated me unkind, you could have done better, but I don't mind. Just sort of wasted my precious time, so don't think twice, it's alright. Ain't no use in calling out my name down like you never done before. It ain't no use in calling out my name down. I can't hear you anymore. I'm just sitting wondering all the way down the road. I once loved a woman, a child I'm told. I gave her my heart, but she wanted my soul. So don't think twice, it's alright. I've been thinking and I'm wondering all the way down the road. I once loved a woman, a child I'm told. I gave her my heart, but she wanted my soul. So don't think twice, it's alright. Don't think twice, it's alright. Thank you. That could have been the first song Libby and I ever sang together. It was the first songbook. The Bob Dylan songbook. After my sister got a guitar for Christmas in 1969, started taking lessons. She started teaching me in January. And I became obsessed. I went up to maybe Sue or my mom can tell me where Walmart is now in Branford. There used to be a shop there, and that's where I bought the Bob Dylan songbook and learned "Don't Think Twice" out of that. So I don't know how many people are here from festivals. Green Apple, helps out with the Shawano Folk Festival. We've played several times in Wisconsin. Great festival. And Dulcimore is here from Ohio, and there are people here from the Central Ohio Folk Festival. And so we're going to dedicate this song to them. Well, it was festival night, with the stage lights so bright, in the Texas Hill Country last year. You were dancing alone, I was in line for the phone. We just said this the other night. I'm saying, I was in line for the phone. It's like, how dated is that? It's like, this is the Kerrville Folk Festival. They had this big bank of phone booths up on the hill. And it's like, this was the 80s. You were dancing alone, I was in line for the phone, when our eyes met and I spilled my beer. All my worries and mine seemed to flex and unwind when I saw you were laughing with me. I'd be normally shy, but the big Texas sky and the music untangled my feet. Oh, we danced in a crowd of 3,002. There was no one to shame or find fault with the wind and the crickets and the South Texas moon and the tune from an old country waltz. Then you took my hand, we'd forgotten the band, and we walked till we met your fine friends. You whispered soft in my ear, let's spend a few minutes here, but when I wink, we can slip off again. Oh, the night wind sang coolly, your friends got unruly as the conversation scattered and grew. I was feeling bereft, but then everyone left when you offered to show your tattoo. I found you disarming. Your tattoo was charming, and your smile just as pretty as sly. And the rain came and went, and I found in your tent you were just a bit quirky, oh my. Oh, we danced in a crowd of 3,002. There was no one to shame or find fault with the wind and the crickets and the South Texas moon and the tune from an old country waltz. Through the changing of seasons, I thought of you then, and I wondered if you felt the same. We had laughter and magic that night neath the stars, but your address washed away in the rain. Now it's festival night in Wisconsin tonight. Like a dream I found you again. So I catch you by eye and with a wink you reply and dump your drink on your muscular friend. Oh, we danced in a crowd of 3,002. There was no one to shame or find fault with the wind and the crickets and the South Texas moon and the tune from an old country waltz. Oh, we danced in a crowd of 3,002. There was no one to shame or find fault with the wind and the crickets and the South Texas moon and the tune from an old country waltz. And the tune from an old country waltz.
Everybody.
Yeah, I figured we ought to have a little waltz after writing that song, and it took me a few years to write it, but we never recorded it. So I think, sorry, just switching guitars here. So I think we'll record that one as well. So here's a.
This is a shaker song.
This is a Liddy request. Yeah, we have We have, I don't know, we have 3 more shows on the books. One in a couple of weeks, and one at the Arc. We're actually going into the Arc in Ann Arbor to do a show. I think it's the 10th of November, and be on stage, and there'll be no audience. It'll just be the tech people that will be on
beloved
stage.
Arc.
Yep. And then we're doing a show for the Hiawatha Folk Festival people up in Marquette, Michigan. I heard the screen door slam, heard the gravel grind, heard that voice inside my head saying it really is the end this time. So I gathered what I needed, it didn't take me long. It's easy once you cross that line, and the only place to be is gone. And I thought I'd find it somewhere that had never known your eyes, a tomorrow where your smile had never filled the empty skies. A place that held no echoes, and a space that held no tears, where time would not stand still the way it did when you were near. Still I find I'm driving down this road to nowhere. Nowhere's every town that I've been through. In my heart I know I'll never find that somewhere, 'cause every road I'm on leads back to you. So I went looking for some answers with the questions of my youth, but I didn't find much till I started looking for the truth. There among the scars and ashes was a path that headed home, and the knowledge that you were the greatest gift I'd ever known. Now I hear you moved to Michigan, to a town outside Marquette, where the pace of life is saner, far from history and regret. Please forgive me this intrusion, there's so much that still rings true. But if you'll take the chance, I'll make the trip, just to talk with you. So I find I'm driving down this road to nowhere. Nowhere's every town that I've been through. In my heart I know I'll never find that somewhere. Every road I'm on leads back to you. Still I find I'm driving down this road to nowhere. Nowhere's every town that I've been through. In my heart I know I'll never find that somewhere. Every road I'm on leads back to you. Every road I'm on leads back to you.
I love that song.
All right. Well, you know, all right. I don't think we're going to be able to do all these last songs. You know, I think let's go to Mother Lode.
Uh-huh.
Let's go to Mother Lode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, somebody was too talky tonight.
This is for sure one of the first songs that David and I ever worked up together. David brought it to my attention, and I fell in love with it. And we've been singing this for 45 years.
We have. And it's by a man named Richard Tinney from Milwaukee, who still lives down there.
Mother Lode.
Somebody asked me after the last time we did it, what does this song mean? and I don't know. But some songs are just like that. I've got beggars on the trail, leaning a ragged railing to hold me while I'm ailing again. If I think in code, find that mother lode, I'll be back on again. You may know me when I have been blessed, and I give you a song, and I'm gone with the rest. Stick the police in the corner, leave the key by the door, and I will leave in jubilation, be returning for some more. But your face is froze across, long ago been frosted over, and it looks unreal. When I doubt your mind, I'm pulled along by a kind of a spirit, and it makes me feel. You may know me when I have been blessed, and I give you a song, and I'm gone with the rest. Save a place in the corner, leave a key by the door, and I will leave in jubilation, be returning for some more. Now I've got beggars on the trail, leaning a ragged railing to hold me while I'm ailing again. If I think in code, find that mother lode, I'll be back on again. You may know me when I have been blessed, and I give you a song, and I'm gone with the rest. Save a place in the corner, leave a key by the door, and I will leave in jubilation, be returning for some more.
Mother load. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do, Davey. What's he gonna do,
you know,
folks?
let's do Faded Blue and Simple. All right, we're going to do 2 more songs, then take a short break and be back with the after party. This is in a very generous act. Many years ago, I asked John Gorka if I could sing one of his songs that he had never recorded. And he said, fine. Fine. And as far as I know, it's never been recorded except on one of our albums. This is great. So this is for, I don't know how many people are here and who's here from my hometown. There are usually a number of people, but this is a song about a high school reunion. Unfortunately, we didn't have it this year, it was my 50th, but they're talking about next fall. No, I didn't drink. I didn't sleep a wink. Last night, I went back in time. There was a party, the reunion kind. Boys were all in ties. Some were in disguise. The hairlines things in the frames of men were not as I remembered them. It didn't matter much that we never kept in touch. Talk of work filled the in-between, back to the time when we were 17. Here's the faded blue and gold, and here's to you, my friends. We're all right now, we're all right then, we'll be all right again. There was a book of names and pictures of the same, and I saw familiar ones among the names that are forever gone. And time had not undone the girls I had crushes on, though all of them are married now. I found my heart was working anyhow. I laughed and reminisced with the girls I never kissed. The school years were not all misspent, and the good times were no accident. Here's to the girls who danced with me, who never did back then. You made my night when you held me tight, and you stayed until the end. Here's to the faded blue and gold, and here's to you, my friends. We're all right now, we're all right then, we'll be all right again. We're all right now, we're all right then, we'll be all right again.
John Borkman wrote that. John and John is going to be coming up in just a few minutes with Katie Dow and Pat Wiley for the after party. I'm so excited about this after party because I love all these performers and the songs they've written. All right, well, one more song. I'm just not going to say much about the song because I don't think anything has to be said. Just get out and vote, and anybody you can get to vote. This is the most important election of our lives, and our lives do depend on it. Mine is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place. Every day, hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for the dreams fulfilled. Every day, no room in this heart for fear. No judgment day drawing near. Trust that inner voice you hear every day. Life's not a goal or race. It's about heart and faith and living a life of grace every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace.
is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Trust is an open hand, making an honest stand, rooted here in the land every day. Living mystery, seeking the harmony here between you and me every day. Ours a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Ours a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, 2 or 3 minute break, and we'll be back with the after party. And yes, if you can throw anything into the tip jar, helps us out, helps out Green Apple, and to keep them doing programs. And most of these societies have ongoing expenses, even if they're not doing concerts. So it's always great to get a little money into the pot. So thank you again. We will be right back.
Great job.
Okay, we're back live. You know, I didn't get a chance to see everybody who's here. Oh man, nice to see so many of you. But I'm not gonna, without further ado, I'm gonna introduce Pat Wiley again. Met Pat at the Shawano Folk Festival the first time we played there 30 years ago, I think. And it was one of the most memorable nights I can remember, and he was one of the most memorable MCs that night. Had great songs, great energy. People were crazy about it. And so happy to introduce Pat to almost all of you. Some of you don't know him, but you will soon. Pat, are you around? I did that introduction, and he may not be here. Oh, there he is.
I am.
All right.
Am I up and rolling here?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I actually didn't fall asleep during your concert or nothing. So
Now that's a compliment. Years ago, we took a break, and there were a cluster of women talking, and the one whose back was to me said, "Oh, I just love their albums. I put it on when I'm doing my ironing." And then she looked around and she was all embarrassed, and I said, "No, that's a compliment." That's
Absolutely.
a compliment, you know. So great, you fell asleep. That is great, because that's what you needed to do. So thanks. So everybody, Pat Wiley.
Actually, David misunderstood me. I did not fall asleep during your show. I enjoyed it very much. So I get to do a song here, and then I'm going to be joined by Katie and John. So I'll get right after it. David I asked him. I've been writing quite a bit lately, and mostly I'm writing songs about grandkids, being a grandpa, and getting older, because apparently that's what I'm doing. So here's a little song some of you might be able to relate to. It's called Back in the Day. When I look in the mirror now, there's wrinkles, lines, and gray. I step on the scale, it seems the pounds don't go away. I guess I'm getting older, and all I've got to say, oh, they sure had better looking mirrors back in the day. Back in the day, back in the day. They sure had better looking mirrors back in the day. Young pickers in the parking lot were tuning up to play. So I encased my Martin box and wandered down their way. As I approached their circle, I thought I heard one say, oh look, an old bluegrassosaurus from back in the day. Back in the day, back in the day. An old bluegrassosaurus from back in the day. While moseying round the festival grounds on a sunny summer day, I passed a group of women there all dressed in bright array. I tipped my hat, they rolled their eyes and sighed and turned away. I remember when gals would blush and smile back in the day, back in the day, back in the day. I remember when gals would blush and smile back in the day. Oh, I don't feel much different from when I was a kid. I do mostly all the same stuff I always did. I like to stay up most of the night, pick and sing and play. Seems like the nights were a little shorter back in the day, back in the day, back in the day. Seems like the nights were a little shorter back in the day, back in the day, back in the day. That's what us old timers all sure like to say. Back in the day. Thank you.
All right. So thank you, Pat. And will you stick around and do another song?
Absolutely. Would love to.
Great. Great. So this next singer, Katie Doll, I've been hearing rumors about her for a while, and I think we met at Midwest Folk Alliance. And I think I got to hear you there, and I was just well, I've been thrilled ever since. So thank you so much for coming tonight, Katie Doll.
Well, thank you. Yes, I've lived just up the road from Green Apple, of course, and I love all you Green Apple folk. You've been very nice to me over the years, and I think the first time I went to a Green Apple concert, it was in a nature preserve with a lot of actual preserved nature in it. Yeah, like the lots of taxidermy. I think I saw Buddy. Yeah, right, antlers. I think I saw Buddy Monluck, yeah. So I enjoyed that whole show so much, David, and Mustard's Retreat. Not only because David, you had a Packers shirt on, but that helped. That helps a lot. Yeah, I know. Go Pack. We're doing so well. It's the one bright spot in Northeast Wisconsin, I would say, these days. So that Pat sang that awesome song about looking back, and really my MO is usually like look forward to what terrible things might occur and try to prevent them by thinking about them in advance. So this is a song about worrying. I feel that I, who have worried my whole life, am sort of like uniquely equipped for the current moment of the world. Like maybe the rest of you whose worry muscles are not as well developed, are having a harder time. So this is my song about worrying. I took a walk in the redwood trees out in California. I thought the trees might speak to me that warm and windless summer day, saying we've been here 500 years by the wild Pacific Sea. But I took one look at those big old trees and I worried they would fall on me. Worry, my friend, worry, my love, worry, my shepherd and shield. I borrow more trouble than I'll ever repay, frost on the summer field. I lay down with a beautiful man, his eyes so kind and blue. We lay down on a feather bed in the cool of a July afternoon. I felt his skin, I felt the sun, I felt my soul would mend. Oh, I loved that lovely man, and I worried it was gonna end. Worry, my friend, worry, my love, worry, my shepherd and shield. I borrow more trouble than I'll ever repay, frost on the summer field. I woke up on a clear blue day, feeling light and wise. The night had brought me peace at last and brightened all of my skies. I could see my worry gone from me, gone on the westbound track. My worry had finally set me free till I worried it was gonna come back. Worry, my friend, worry, my love, worry, my shepherd and shield. I borrow more trouble than I'll ever repay, frost in the summer fields. I borrow more trouble than I'll ever repay, frost in the summer fields.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. And hope you'll come back to do another one. I'm going to think she is. And now it's really a distinct pleasure to introduce John Gorka. I don't know how many of you have heard John before. He's kind of a legend in the songwriting circuit. And John, thank you for making the time tonight.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here with you all, and great to hear you. Start off with a song. It's the title song of my third record. It's a song about crows. It's called Jack's Crows. It's about crows and jacks. Jack's crows are loud in the morning, they're critical of other birds. Farmers don't appreciate him, though they don't say it in so many words. Jack's crows, Jack's crows, where everybody's from and nobody goes. That's where you're gonna find Jack's crows. Jack's crows have a bad reputation. Some of them are known as thieves. They're involved in strange celebrations and magic on All Hallows Eve. Jack's crows, Jack's crows, where everybody's from and nobody goes. That's where you're gonna find Jack's crows. Jack's crows are all very ancient, no relation to the crows of Jim. Jim was driven to the shadows, but now you're seeing more of him. Jack's crows, Jack's crows, where everybody's from and nobody goes. That's where you're gonna find Jack's crows. Jack's crows are in for a murder. A murder is a gathering. Some watch, some go a little further. Some eat what the others bring. Jack's crows, Jack's crows, where everybody's from and nobody goes. That's where you're gonna find Jack's crows. Thank you.
John,
Thank
it's always been one of my favorite songs of yours. I'm glad to see that, that you're getting it out again.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I think I got it right that time. I did it recently on an after party, and I didn't get all the words, but I think I got every word that time. So I'm happy about that. That's I feel like it's a good October song.
Yes, especially these days.
It's a darker than usual October.
That's right. So we're going to go around again.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things I've done in my career. For about 6 years, I had a radio show up in Flint, Michigan, WFBE, Folk Blues and Beyond. But let me play anything I wanted to, and the after parties are kind of like that. Is to get artists that we really like and present them to you. So, Pat, I'm so glad you're here. And so, did you say that you have? Oh yeah, Pat, can you unmute? Hey, Brandon, can you ask Pat to unmute? It says, okay.
I think I'm unmuted.
Okay, great. So, Pat, you said you had a couple of albums out?
I do. I a couple of CD projects, one in 2019 called Heart and Home, some old songs. Bard Owl Waltz is on there, Living in the Country, things I wrote from the 80s and 90s up until, just songs that I hadn't recorded and got on a CD. And then released another album this year called Wood Stove Sessions, all original tunes. And if they're available through CD Baby for downloads or on Spotify and YouTube, that kind of thing. Or you can email me if you're interested. But yeah, so a couple albums and hopefully got another one coming out pretty soon.
That's great. That's great. Well, hopefully, if Brandon doesn't have your contact information in the chat, hopefully you can get it to him and everybody can find it. So
yep, it's in there.
Okay, great. Thanks, Brandon. So I just want to give a round of applause to Brandon, who's doing the tech here. He is we owe so much to Brandon. So thank you, Brandon. And Pat, if you would give us another song.
Sure. So I'm in my daughter's basement. My daughter Jolie, who's sitting here, she's my other tech assist. Hey, she looks a lot like Katie Dahl, by the way. Katie and her could be sisters. And when Green Apple Friends of Folk is what we called it back in the day. I remember our first festival. Jolie was just a baby, not even a year old, and there's pictures of her being carried around by Becky Huffman, one of the Green Apple early folks. And so we go back pretty far, and so I have 3 children, and I've been blessed with 3 grandchildren. And my first grandchild, Jolie, was gracious enough to bring to the world. Her name is Ruby Jane, and she's in bed sleeping. I was going to have her kind of help me with this one, but a little tune called Ruby Jane. First time that I held her, looked down in her face, she went right straight to my heart, took me to that place. Just like her mama did 30 years ago. Sometimes I can't believe the loves that I have known. Loves that I have known. She's my little girl, the gemstone of my day. She's my little girl, little Ruby Jane. When she comes to visit now, you know she comes to play. Sometimes that first look at her still takes my breath away. Then she grabs me by the hand, and it's off we go. There's no doubt she'll wear me out, but Grandpa can't say no. Grandpa can't say no. She's my little girl, the gemstone of my day. She's my little girl, she's my Ruby Jane. Think she'll remember the waltz we danced today. I know I'm bound to lose a step by her wedding day. So I hope the music seeps down around her soul, so she can feel feel her grandpa's love when she hears an old banjo. When she hears an old banjo. Life is such a circle dance, we learn as we go. With every swing and twist and turn, every do-si-do. I've known the love of elders, my wife and kids have been my world. Now I guess it's Ruby's turn to give my heart a twirl. Lord, she gives my heart a twirl. She's my little girl, the gemstone of my day. She's my little girl, love my Ruby Jane. Ruby Jane. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. What a sweet song.
Thank you. She's a sweet granddaughter.
Well, as they should be. As we order them that way. So, Katie. So what are you doing? How are you getting through the pandemic? What do you have any secret plans that are working for you?
Well, I was thinking about listening to Pat's song about kids. We have my husband and I have a 4-year-old, and he really helps you get through the pandemic because he doesn't understand that there is one, and that we're all supposed to be like sleeping until 11 and then making sourdough all day. Like that's not his plan. So we've been spending a lot of time playing and other things. Fortunately, his daycare reopened, which is awesome, but he's still the other day he woke up much earlier than we would have preferred, and said he was out in the living room, and I was kind of trying to still be asleep, and he said, "Mom, look, that's a really plump mouse." Yes, it's a really plump mouse. It's extra bad. You're awake at 6 and then there's a mouse problem. So the pandemic. It's what the great thing is that it's sort of having him around sort of keeps you really going on the day to day. So we are getting through by hanging out with him largely, which is great.
That sounds like the things you do. Well,
yeah.
Love to hear another song.
I love to play one. I think I'll sing a song I wrote when I was pregnant with our son. So this was 4 years ago. I was pregnant around in the winter time, around Christmas time, and I was actually pregnant for a lot of months because it turns out it takes more than one season to be pregnant, which is too bad because the whole time especially around Christmas time, there's all this mulled wine and soft cheese at all the Christmas parties that you are not. You may not consume, but I wrote this around Christmas time back then. It's that time of year when it's hard to say what's being born again and what is dying. It's that time of year, brightest stars in the darkest days, woman heavy on a bed of straw, the cattle crying in the dark. Who brings the light in the dark? Who brings the light? Last night a whiteout snow, my love stacking wood, sparks in an iron stove. North Wisconsin. Everything we'll never know, got full of fear and good, the blanket that my mother wove, the life we've chosen in the dark. Who brings the light in the dark? Who brings the I got a baby boy, I don't even know his name. He's sleeping here inside me. Tiny little baby boy, set to come with the springtime rain, set to stay for a little while beside me. In the dark, who brings the light? In the dark, who brings the light? In the dark, who brings the It's that time of year when it's hard to say what's being born again and what is dying.
Man, what a lovely song.
Beautiful.
What a lovely song.
Thank you very much.
Huh. You know, we love these after parties. You know, it's like we get tired of hearing ourselves sing, but
Yeah.
we like hearing everybody else. So, Mr. Gorka.
Hello. Great to hear you again, Katie. Congratulations on being a mom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry about that, Katie.
So I'd like to sing. This is one I worked up. I do these. I don't have great internet, so I can't really live stream reliably. So I record like a song, one concert. It's a concert of one song a week, and so I put them up on Facebook and YouTube. I think this is one I did recently, and it's a kind of a non-traditional Christmas song, and it came about after my first trip to Alaska. I was just so impressed about the size and scope and how wild and beautiful everything was. And I also remember seeing a sign outside of Anchorage that commemorated the Good Friday earthquake of March the 27th, 1964. And somehow this song came out of that experience. It's called Zuli.
And the good earth shook the day that Jesus was reborn. In Anchorage, March the 27th, 1964. When he came back this time, though, it was as a baby girl. Her parents said her mission was the same, to save the world. God looked down and said, oh, the times they are changing. I will send my only daughter as soon as I complete the staging. All the land shook and rolled and split, there was no warning, except Gabriel had told the mom she'd arrive Good Friday morning. So it came to pass that her parents named her Zuli, a bright and happy child, also willful and unruly. The birds would come and visit her, they wished they could take her with them when they left their roosts for winter. She would always miss them. Zuli won a scholarship, though the classes mostly bored her. She loved the other students though, and the teachers all adored her. We learned more from her, they said, than we could ever teach her, but there were times when we just could not reach her. She said, we are here to love each other, that is all. And organized religion, that's comparatively small. Not that I don't love all those so-called holy ones, but why are there so few daughters among the leaders with my sons? Now she runs a charter boat in Resurrection Bay. She takes tourists to see the wild creatures every summer's day. In fall she teaches bush kids at the boarding school in Sitka. On those long December nights, she is the light of winter. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
John.
you very much. Oh, you're welcome.
You know, so what are you working on these days?
Me?
New songs?
A little bit on I think I'm going to concentrate more on that because I've been trying to learn how to do like how to record these home videos. So I've been trying to learn about the video world. I've got kind of a pretty good audio setup at home, but the video world was kind of new to me. So that's kind of what I've been concentrating on. But I feel like I've been spending a little bit too much time on stuff I don't know how to do and not enough on the stuff I should be doing. So I'm glad to be able to play for you, and because it reminds me, oh yeah, I guess there's something I know how to do. I know how to do.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you
welcome.
all. So Libby and I, we're going to do one last song, and if people want to hang around and chat for a bit afterwards, but really, please, seek out Pat Wiley and Katie Dahl and John Gorkas, and I've been spelling Katie's name wrong because I was so convinced I got it right. So it's Katie, and this is this is part of our Defiantly Hopeful tour, which I think is going on. I tear up when I talk about this. I mean, I love going to vote because it's just so moving to see all of your neighbors there to doing that same thing and expressing our power. And but this year I got an absentee ballot, and I decided because they're screwing around with the mail, that I would take it down to City Hall a week ago and drop it off. And again, I just got choked up because it was a steady stream of people. People coming up, stopping their car. The husband was driving. A woman got out. She had her ballot in her hand. People were walking up the sidewalk. They'd go in. They'd come out. It was just such a moment. And it was for me, it was a real rebirth of hope, a real affirmation that there is hope out there, and that maybe we'll pull it off. I just get that feeling. So this is a song about that. We turn the earth. Oh, maybe I'm wrong key here. That'd be good. We turn the earth in winter's shadow, knowing spring is drawing near, keeping faith with summer's promise and the turning of the year, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. A simple pleasure, planting gardens, picking stone and pulling weeds, a space beyond the rush and clatter, finding something that we need, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Mysteries not quite forgotten, something that we now reclaim. Down through countless generations, wind and fire, root and rain, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Post-industrial techno-visions tell us how to think and feel. We ignore the corporate chatter and derail their grinding wheels, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Knowing that we have the power, each of us in our own way, to make these moments something better. All great changes start that way, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. So we turn the earth and keep the promise, root and river, sun and air, share the harvest and remember who we are and why we care, and sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done. Oh, sing for the moon, sing for the sun, sing for the joy when day is done.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Pat Wiley, Katie Dahl, John Gorka, Brandon O'Sullivan, and thanks to all of you. Thanks for really making this possible. So yes, if you want to go, if you have to go, like Don White says, maybe you have a long ride home down the hall. So you can all go, and if anybody wants to stay and ask any questions or chat, we'll be here. We'll be here. So, and thank you, Dean, again, for Green Apple, G for Green Bay and Green Apple.
Thank you.
Thank you.